What's it? How do you even pronounce the name of this place?
Culzean.
Culzean, not Culzean.
Not Culzean.
Not Calzone.
Call it Culzean all you like, it'll just annoy people.
Yeah. We're here at Calzone Castle today. Alright, sorry, I didn't see you there. No, I didn't. We're at Culzean Castle, home of the Canine Aquatic Dog Sports Show that they hold annually here at the former residence of the Kennedys. Not the American family that gets shot to bits. Let's go and have a look. And whilst we're on the topic of deceased presidents, Culzean Castle was once host, many a time, to President Eisenhower, and they've actually called the little turret that he used to sleep in the Eisen Tower. No, I just made that up. You can fact check that, it's a lie. Not only are we here for the mythology behind the history of Culzean Park, but we're also coming today for an annual dog show that they have, where dogs compete in various water sport activities. I'm trying to remember what it's called, Canine Aquatic Sports, but I think they missed a trick by not calling it Wet Dog Smell. So we're still at Dog Splash today, here with some of the competitors and their owners, their trainers. Who owns Twig and who owns Bree?
This chap at the end here.
Yeah.
The pair of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Me
and myself and my wife.
Brie as in the cheese?
Yes, it was named after the cheese perfectly.
Yeah. You really like the cheese then? Or?
Yeah.
She likes cheese.
Wasn't
too.
my idea.
Oh,
but
Brie likes Brie?
Brie likes Brie,
Brie likes Brie, yeah.
Absolutely,
Nice.
yeah.
Have they been socialising a lot here with the other dogs?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. We just took them down the beach.
Or is it a bit
like
more
that.
kind of rivalry going on and stuff like that? It's like, shake that other dog
There
over
are
there.
a couple of dogs that,
Bit rough?
you know,
Fair. Bit rough around the edges.
yeah. There are a couple of dogs also that just look a bit too fancy to be here. You know, very well groomed, wearing nice little
They're
accessories.
like Cruff show dogs.
100%,
This is
yeah.
proper, these are athletes here.
Yeah,
None of that
absolutely.
fancy primping your coat and all that, no.
Dogs covered in seawater and mud. Yeah.
Rural dogs.
Rural dogs.
Rural
yeah.
dogs.
Working
Animals. Proper animals. Here's some of the animals that we have at Culzean Castle. Do you know how much that's to get into the petting zoo thing? Is it deal? It makes me really sad because like they actually are like such a noble, beautiful species, and we're the ones apparently gifted with intelligence. Because he's far prettier than I am, and he's literally eating dirt. Antlers are mad. So we've got runner-up.
Yeah,
Third place. Bronze will do. I mean, Noodles dressed up as a dragon, and Roma, a Romanian rescue dog, who said she was rescued. So she's a wee bit camera shy, but still dressed up as, I was about to say, it's Wayne's World, just to clarify for people at home, it's not Tina Turner and it's not Rod Stewart. Roma is out of Wayne's World. Which one then? Because I can't even mind, I've not seen Wayne's World in ages.
Well, Garth. Yeah.
Garth and then, are you Wayne?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Ah, yeah. Noodles is lovely. My dad used to call me Noodles actually when I was a wee boy. I don't know, I can't even, I've not even got curly hair. Like, I got a perm, that's a side story though, I got a perm one time. No, he called me Noodles, I can't even remember why it was again. No, I don't know, there must be a story behind it, I've forgotten though. But, so I'm feeling a connection with Noodles in particular, just because I once had that name. Do they get a wee treat perhaps tonight when they go home for?
Oh, they'll get some treats and maybe a hot bath.
A hot bath, yeah.
And a fluff dry.
Heading up towards the castle. Old Eisenhower say that. Really smell the history. It's our first real shot at Culzean Castle, and we've came around the back because we thought we'd save, the best for last when we go around the front. So we thought we'd tease you viewers at home, get a wee back shot, wee glimpse of the rear before you see the real deal. Let's have a look. And what is it that you do?
Well, it's first aid training. Most of what we do is human first aid training, But we kind of started doing first aid training for dogs on weekends, just as a wee experiment, and it's proved really, really popular. It's quite a new concept, you know.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to sound like an idiot, right, but is it, because I know you can get like talented firefighting dogs.
Are you going to ask me, does a dog
does the
actually
dog
do first aid?
Is it
No,
no, right, okay.
No, it's
I wasn't sure if it was first aid on the dog.
Right, okay. In fairness to you, I could slag you about that, but I won't.
Go for it, no, you're on camera.
No, in fairness to you, there are videos online of dogs doing CPR and all that to their owners. No, that's not what this is. This is basically about your owner. The kind of ethos behind the course is, if I'm teaching human first aid, what I'm going to be saying to people is, do a quick assessment, and if you think you need an ambulance, get one on the road as fast as you can. You want to hand this person, this casualty, to the professionals at the earliest possible stage. So the ethos behind the course is, with dogs, you don't have that option. You don't have an ambulance to come and help you. You're kind of on your own until you get to the vet to hand the dog over. And the course is about what you do between something happening, how to recognise serious illness like bloat or whatever that might be, and how you fill that space between that happening and you handing the dog to the professional. It's really about giving people the knowledge and the confidence to, not to take the place of a paramedic, and certainly not to take the place of a vet, but just giving them the best information and what they can do to help their dog survive the time.
So Harley was competing earlier on then, how did she get on?
Harley won the I look most like my owner competition. She doesn't look anything like
closer?
me. She looks more like my beautiful wife here.
So Ziggy there in the veteran competition, named after, of course, the alien rock star and transmitter of divine consciousness, David Bowie, rest in peace. We show him. But yes, missed that one.
Well, Saint Sled Dog Rescue, we've been on the go since January 2013. Since then we have rescued how many, Dennis?
Over 540 dogs.
A volunteer network. We're a non-profit charity. We don't make any money for doing this. Anytime we do events, etc., we do it off our own backs and our own time. And our main thing is, what we do is we rescue, rehabilitate and rehome sled dogs, namely Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes. They're really, really intelligent. They've got a load of life about them, and they need generally a purpose. They need something to do, where it even just walking them vigorously, but what we find is people take the dogs on. I mean, the pups start off like that, the wee cute puppy, but they very quickly grow up, and when they grow up, then that's when they start getting the problems, because when they're a wee pup, they don't need exercise, they don't need a lot of, but they do need a lot of attention, but not the same as an adult dog, if that makes sense. So then when they get older and they get bigger and they're left without attention, they're left without exercise, they're left without a purpose, then they can become destructive, as any dog can. But as you can see, these dogs can get quite big, and a big dog won't take much effort to destroy your house. We had like 30 dogs in at any given time.
We've noticed a massive rise in the numbers needing to come in after Games of Thrones and Twilight and these types of things, because of the appeal of them looking quite wolfy. They're not any closer related to a wolf than a Chihuahua is, believe it or not.
So with that comes another big thing we do for these events, which is the education side of things. We appreciate that these aren't the kind of dogs for everybody. We just want everybody else to realise that these dogs might not be for them, and if they're not, then that's fine. You could still get a dog of a different breed. It's not a massive deal. We do talks with people, like they'll come up, they'll see the dogs and then they'll come over to speak to us, and it's generally people that have never had a sled dog before. So we'll speak to them about the breed, and then hopefully if they come away with a small bit of information, then that's a winner for us.
More fundraisers like this and more things like this bring the education to the people. I mean, as I say, they all want to go and see the Huskies, but they don't realise what a Husky involves.
So tell me about yourself. You're in the canine fitness company. What's going on?
Yeah, it's called CannyFit. So we provide fitness training for dogs and their owners. We teach people how to canicross, canny hike, teach them how to get fit, how to work with their dog, form a stronger bond. We also sell specialist equipment to do that, and we run events such as Rough Tugger and the CannyFit Experience.
Cool. Something like Rough Mudder then, yeah?
A wee bit similar to Tough Mudder, a plain Tough Mudder, but more of a natural trail obstacle course that you can take part with your dog. But it's not just the dogs that we train the owner and the dog, so it's a team sport. Right. So we have people on our team that have been previous world, national, European champions, but we train all levels from kids to older participants that like to just do canny hiking. Every really sort of pet owner with an active dog is welcome to come along, and that's we make sure that they get good quality training as much as what a world champion would get. So we sell specialist equipment, we sell belts you're attached the dog to, we've got the harness, the dog would wear a specialist harness. So it's comfortable whilst it's running and pulling, it supports the runner, and they're attached then by a bungee lead. So there's no jolt on the owner's back or on the dog's back. And we also run events and races where people can take part, have something to train towards and look forward to.
Why do we love dogs?
What's not to love? I suppose when like myself, you've got 7. Sometimes you've got to question, do you how much do you love them? But obviously you do to an extent to give your life up. For that, you get unconditional love back from them. Give us a like and a follow.
Yeah. I mean, people follow plenty of dog accounts online, but this is the one.
This is definitely the one.
This is the best dog account
yes,
online. Right?
And get over to Instagram.
Stop wasting your time on that and
get over
get onto the proper one.
Just do it. That's our tagline.
That's actually.
Like I said.
Nike phoned up yet? No.
Just do it. Not yet. No.
Well, feeling the need to address the rain situation today. Yesterday it was glorious. It was a glorious day that God had blessed upon us. But I'm feeling some serious negative energy amongst the grounds at the moment, and I can't help but feel the depiction of President Eisenhower up there stabbing the head of Quaylor, who was one of King Solomon's heralds in the underworld. And I'm getting some bad vibrations off that. Anyone that drives under or walks under that arch is terminally doomed. So, Avisla Fine roughly translate in Latin, the devil's tongue, to everything is not fine. It dupes you that way. So we're here with Kelso and Titch with the owner, Joe.
Yep.
So what is it that you make and sell?
We make natural dog biscuits. So we've got a range of biscuits here. We do jerky, and we do sausages, yak snacks, and we've moved into mugs and clothing.
Gourmet dog.
They're all natural, so we don't add any salt, no sugar, no colours, no preservatives. It's all human grade ingredients, so if there's any wee kids about, if they pick them up, it won't do them any harm at all.
Would you advocate one of us trying one on camera to advertise for your business?
Absolutely. Do you know, my daughter actually eats them. My daughter's 18.
Right, sure.
They're very cheesy.
So what's that? This one that's a cheese oat cake one?
Scottish cheddar.
Scottish cheddar.
Natural dog biscuit. They're good. Quite cheesy.
I'll do it for the same price. That's fine.
They're alright, aren't they?
What do they taste like? Those wee mini cheddars you get? They taste like mini cheddars? Yeah. I would eat them. I would get them in the cinema quite happily. So have you been fueling any of the competitors today with your dog nutrition?
Yes. Often these wee ones, the jerky ones, are high value treats. So the kind of dog run and the dashes and things like that, they'll use the liver especially as a high value treat to make them do tricks and things. It's all about high value treats. So anything that smells strongly, tastes strongly, that's what they want. They'll do anything for it.
Which treat would you recommend the most for my dog, my wee dog Oscar? He's a Yorkshire Terrier Shih Tzu.
Is there anything he can or can't have?
Eats anything.
Eats anything?
He eats drywall and stuff. So.
Well, if it was me personally, I'd go Scottish cheddar biscuits.
Scottish cheddar biscuits.
Or crispy bacon.
Because I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some. I've decided. My wee dog. And not for me, just to clarify. But well, maybe. But.
Nice a bit.
These are some of Culzean Castle's famous cannons that genuinely were used to fight pirates. And James, I don't know if you've edited out the other nonsense that I've said so far, but this one is actually true. You can fact check that. These cannons were used to fight pirates. Not the Somalians though. So we're here with dog robes today at the Aqua Sports event for the dogs. Practical drying coat for your dog. Can you tell me a wee bit more about that?
Yes, so basically you put it on your dog once they're out of the water, the river, wherever they are, pop it on them, and within about 15 minutes they're nice and dry, and it saves your paintwork, your house looks nice and clean and tidy, there's no mud or anything, so they're an absolute godsend.
So it's perfect for this event then today because they're all jumping into the pool. What does it eliminate bad dog, wet dog smell?
Yeah, so it contains everything, yeah, so you'll see all the details here. So it contains the damp odour, which is a nightmare obviously. Yeah, so it's just as for your labs and things and all these dogs that can't be, you know, you've got poodles who get really tight ringlets, so you can't dry them with towels because it will just mat them, so pop a robe on it and there's no issues. I own a doggy daycare centre in Glasgow called Dog Days Glasgow, and we can have up to 50 dogs a day in there. So as part of our kind of process, we decided to buy dog robes, and we organised a lot of outdoor events as well. So we had started selling dog robes, and they're an absolute hit, and it was great in the centre as well because we've got so many dogs coming in, up to 50 a day. You can imagine the smell, the dogs are wet, you know, not so clean. So the dog robes were just brilliant. They're dead easy, stick them in the washing machine, there's no issues. The lady, Margaret, who created dog robes has been fantastic, and her brand is so well known now that they really sell themselves. They're great. They've been an absolutely fantastic find.
Well, that big splash marks the end of this year's display of dynamic dog diving. From leaping labs to pool-bound poodles to the locals' returning favourite, Eddie the Beagle. Culzean Castle's Dogquatics really does have something for everyone. Especially when it comes to participation awards, there's no winners or losers here. Just wet dog. Wet dog as far as the eye can see. Tail a wagon? Eh? For more episodes in the series, subscribe to Belter Adventures on YouTube. Michael, if you're listening right now, it's me. It's little Michael. I know you're busy, I know you've got a lot of good ideas, and I know that this was one of them. I know that you thought it was a good idea to kind of do a documentary on the occult and the underworld and Greek mythology and all sorts of nonsense like that, but stay away. You shouldn't have came here now. Avis Lafine, sorry. Avis Lafine. It's Latin, but we got our translation wrong. Everything's not fine. Michael. For those that don't know him, I'm referring to Michael Moore. I'm meant to be Michael Moore from the past right now. That's the bit we went with.